This episode is brought to you by Peacock. The new Peacock original documentary, Matthew Perry, A Hollywood Tragedy, dives deep into the beloved actor's rise to fame and his tragic death. 5 people, including Perry's personal assistant, 2 medical doctors, and an alleged Hollywood drug dealer known as the Ketamine Queen, were charged with conspiracy to illegally provide Perry with the ketamine. Explore the details of the case in this heartbreaking special, streaming now only on Peacock.
Every cup of Nespresso coffee is an invitation to transform your morning routine into a ritual you can treasure each and every day. Using the Virtuo Pup, a simple touch of the button freshly brews bold aromas and a rich, velvety crema layer for delicious cafe-quality coffee at home. Whether you enjoy your coffee hot or over ice, every sip, every morning is unforgettable. Nothing tastes like Nespresso coffee. Visit Nespresso.com or our app to explore our full range of easy-to-use machines and coffees not found anywhere else.
Welcome to the first episode of Advice Fight. We have a letter from a listener. Andrew, tell him all about it.
We've got a dude who's afraid of turning 40 who has turned to the 40est dudes he can think of.
That's right.
Are you ready for this, Ben?
Oh, yeah, Andrew Orvidal, you know I'm ready. Get ready, Keaton Holland, because you're both gone down.
Jesus Christ. The wheels are coming off already.
Welcome to Advice Fight.
Welcome to Advice Fight, the comedy podcast that gives advice competitively. My name is Adam Caton Holland.
I'm Ben Roy.
And I'm Andrew Orvidal.
And the three of us, for those of you who don't know, are a comedy troupe called the Grolics. We've been friends forever. We have a monthly indie comedy show in Denver, Colorado. One of the longest running indie comedy shows in the United States.
I can't think of one that's been going as long as
Name one that's been going longer.
It's more of a curse, really.
Yeah.
The gods banished us to do a comedy show the last Saturday of every month in Denver, and God damn it, we will until the gods relinquish this curse. We had a TV show called Those Who Can't, which ran for 3 seasons. It ruled. Hopefully you knew it and loved it. It's currently in streaming purgatory.
You can't see it.
We're working on it. And this podcast was The Grolic Saves the World. And now it is back. It is bigger. It is better. It is Advice Fight.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. And I can't wait to do this episode with you all. I cannot wait.
Why is that, Ben?
Well, because I've aged so well.
You think so?
And I think that's, oh, yeah. I mean, if you look at the
Did somebody tell you that?
Well, I'm self-assessing on this one, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm doing a lot of my own self-assessments lately. Once I crossed 40, I stopped asking anyone for advice.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart. I think once you cross 40, you stare into the mirror and the answers are there.
They are. They're definitely there. Everything has become so clear.
Yeah, that's the best part about being 40 is everything is crystal fucking clear. The roadmap is determined.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Well, no, I think Adam is on to something. All the sediment is finally settling to the bottom, and I can see. And I'm wondering, why is there sediment in this glass? Why didn't they clean it? Adam, you are 42? 3.
Keep going.
4.
44.
Are you 44?
Ben, you and I have known each other for over 20 years. You know that I'm 1 year younger than you.
Did not know that.
We did a whole opening sketch about how there's a 2-week period where we are, in fact, the same age every year and that we have to fight to the death during that 2-week period.
Oh, yes. I remember that. That was fun.
Yes, so I am 1 year younger than you.
So that was true.
I wasn't lying for the sake of the sketch. I am 1 year younger than you. You are 45. I'm 44. Andrew is 106.
And 116.
Not the
today.
oldest man.
116 years young, as I like to say.
It's about the attitude. It's about the attitude.
Yeah. Andrew, do you remember 1961 when you turned 40?
Oh, what a year. What a year. Those goddamn long hairs. I turned my garden hose on them.
Could you imagine?
I remember chasing Adam's dad off my lawn. Get out of here, Johnny! You take your tambourine and get the fuck off my lawn!
40 does feel like a weird milestone for every human being.
Yeah, our letter writer today is feeling anxious about turning 40, and we'll get to the letter and exactly how it's written. But me turning 40, I remember it vividly. I'll tell you, it was 2020.
Mm-hmm.
You may remember we were mired in a pandemic.
Yep.
Terrible year.
Everything was terrifying. June 2nd, 2020.
Is that your birthday? I should write that down.
You should. June 2nd, 2020.
Wait a second, Adam. That means that we're the same age for a very short period of time. That's crazy.
That's right. That's exactly right. Every year.
Damn.
Every year.
Yeah.
It was
June 2nd, 2020. You're masked up.
We're all masked up. Social gathering is sort of new, but I remember my wife told me after the fact she had planned a huge surprise birthday party. She had a lot of our friends coming in. Sean Patton was coming in. Rory Scovel was coming in. Kyle Kinane.
For people who are listening, those are comics that no one really enjoys.
They're known entities. My wife had rented the Buckhorn Exchange. It's an old restaurant bar, has the first liquor permit in Denver, Colorado. They have all sorts of taxidermy and animal heads on the walls.
It's great.
A great, funky place. She was going to have a surprise birthday party for me there. I learned like 2 years later.
Wow.
That all fell apart, obviously.
Ugh.
So it boiled down to, okay, some people please come to my backyard. We'll have pizza. We'll have booze. If you don't feel comfortable, we get it. But we're going to try to just be as safe as
You can
possible.
peek over the fence.
Right. And come hang in the backyard. Lo and behold, the George Floyd protest, which I went and participated in, got like insane. And people were rioting downtown. And so that night, June 2nd, they're like, curfew. Nobody go out past 8 o'clock. And so everybody one by one's like, Adam, not coming, not coming, not coming. So my birthday turned into me and my wife with enough booze and pizza for a party, sitting in my backyard alone, listening to fucking police helicopters fly overhead and like flashbangs go off while the world couldn't gather. And I was like, 40's going to be awesome.
Yeah, dude. That's fucking radical.
That was my 40th birthday party. It fucking ripped.
That's amazing you have memory like that. I don't remember.
I'm trying to remember I think my 40th was in Culver City when we were all living in LA.
But the world was still reeling from JFK being assassinated. Everybody
so it was
still
a
healing.
similarly like dark period in American history.
Well, he was shot out of the book suppository.
That's right, Ben, the book suppository.
Yeah.
Ben, what did you do for your 40th birthday? Have an avocado by yourself in the morning?
I know you're...
I lash out when I hurt. I lash out when
hurt people.
I know you're saying that to insult me, but that's a lot of good fats before you head to the gym alone.
I think that Ben took that one actually out to the street and he just kind of cut it in half in his apartment and he ate it with a spoon sitting on the curb and he looked up at the sun and he goes, 40.
I set it down the other half on the curb while I'm spooning it out and then the squirrel took it. So on my birthday, the squirrel and I shared my avocado. No,
that's how you got the bubonic plague.
I believe 4. I would have turned 40 in 2019, June of 2019. So I was moving back from Los Angeles. So I don't know that we really did a lot. I don't know about you guys. I'm not big on big birthday galas and celebrations I just would rather go to a dinner and leave me alone for the day. Like, I just want to do what I want to do.
What a grumpy dad.
Shut up.
You want to give me something? Leave me alone for the day. Jesus Christ.
Fucking crankshaft over here.
Yeah, topical.
But I will say, I don't think that 40 felt like it was as big a deal for me. I just didn't get hit by that number as hard as I think.
I think the number one's hit, dude. Like, I don't like big birthdays either, but 40, Katie was planning that surprise party because I had sort of hinted I would love to do something big and fun for my 40th.
Yeah, because you're flirty. You're a flirty 40.
Well, that is something that, that
Flirty
COVID
40.
couldn't take away. Like, I got very flirty at 40. And
which is difficult being a married dad, but
yeah, 100%. And I'm not like inappropriate with it. I'm married happily, but I flirt since I turned 40.
Yeah.
Shameless.
Yeah,
Shameless.
It doesn't lead to anything. I'm not looking for anything, but
He
I'm
licks his palm from the heel of his hand all the way to the tip of his middle finger.
Ugh.
And then he's...
What?
Yeah, like that. There it is. Producer Ryan.
Our producer Ron is acting it out for us in case we didn't think it was gross enough.
I do that a lot when I'm driving and I look at other drivers, and also at coffee shops. I've been starting to find coins behind kids' ears. You know what I mean?
So you're flirting with kids?
Yeah, I mean, I say kid, me a 21-year-old or whatever. The kid at the coffee shop.
Oh, that kind of kid.
Yeah,
Still.
yeah.
So it's still problematic. Yeah.
Oh, hey, what's that? There you go, and I give it to him.
Truly repugnant. Truly
Flirty.
Well,
it's fucking
why don't we
flirty.
read our letter now that we've thoroughly alienated everybody? Andrew, you got the letter.
Yeah, I've got the
Why don't you
letter.
read our listener letter? Tell us what they're going through and why they came to 3 artisanal professionals.
At being 40.
Did we go to one of these major places to learn anything? No.
They're called
No.
schools.
No.
They're called
They're
schools.
major places.
You went to like a major place for learning? Oh man, holy shit.
Most of you listeners will know it as a university, higher education. To Ben, it's a major place.
Nah, it's a major place.
Adam went to a major place.
A major place.
So you're like a dean of a major place?
Let's do new merch. Let's do collegiate sweatshirts and just say major place.
All right, Andrew, read our listener letter.
Okay.
Tell us what it is.
This is a listener letter from Mike. Dear Grolix, that's us, the 3 of us.
Yes.
Dear Grolix, I'm about to be 40 and I'm dreading it. Specifically, I've always had a fear of death, and the older I get, the worse it gets. I have a great family, and I hate that I'm wasting good time with them, worrying about the future. How do I turn 40 gracefully and move on from this fear? Thanks, Mike.
Oh, so your simple listener letter of how do I get over my fear of death?
Yeah.
You turned to 3 experts who are almost dead, so congrats.
I am not almost dead. I'm tip-top in great physical shape. I am dead emotionally.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you are a hollowed out tree trunk.
Right.
You are one that has been ravaged by the termites of life. And
Those are called kids.
yes, I'm sorry, you're children.
It's fine. I call them termites too. Now, I do feel the need to inform the listener that this is a competitive advice podcast. Now, what that means is we're going to give you great advice. We are here to counsel you. We are here to help always. However, there is an alternative priority, which is crowning one of us a winner.
And much like the Highlander, there can only be one.
How will we determine a winner? Easy. At the end of the episode, we will vote for the best advice, and we will post a poll on our Patreon so you can vote as well.
Let's take a break before we dig into this letter. We can get our advice all in a row. We'll pay some bills with a little ad break. We do have ad-free episodes on our Patreon if you'd like to check that out. We've got a link in the show notes, but in the meantime, we'll be back in just a couple minutes, so stick around.
This is a message from sponsor Intuit TurboTax. Taxes was getting frustrated by your forms. Now, Taxes is uploading your forms with a snap, and a TurboTax expert will do your taxes for you. One who's backed by the latest tech, which cross-checks millions of data points for absolute accuracy, all of which makes it easy for you to get the most money back, guaranteed. Get an expert now at TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. See guaranteed details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
This episode is brought to you by Atlassian. Atlassian makes the team collaboration software that powers enterprise businesses around the world, including over 80% of the Fortune 500. With Atlassian's AI-powered software like Jira, Confluence, and Loom, you'll have more time to do the work that matters. In fact, Atlassian customers experience a 25% reduction in project duration per year. Unleash the potential of your team at Atlassian.com. Atlassian.
Welcome back, everyone, through the magic of podcasting. Time has elapsed. We are ready to play the fucking game. We are ready to advice fight.
You two are gonna go down.
I'm ready to slap you two around verbally in a way that's acceptable.
I'm ready to show you that you're not good at advice, but I am, in fact, the one who is good at advice.
Wow, well said.
Thank you.
He's going to.
I think Adam was replaced by AI, dude.
No, he's flexing.
Human, I will be better at the advice game than you, fellow
the way
human.
they talk at major places, Andrew. That's
true.
how they
That's
discuss.
true.
Good day, fellow human. I'm on my way to the stacks at the library to study human things.
Anywho,
How does advice fight work? You're asking. Great question. We are going to each have a certain amount of time to provide our advice. What's a round of fight? 3 minutes? 3 minute rounds?
3 minutes,
Well,
boxing rules.
yeah, I mean, that depends on the rule set of the boxing. I mean, it could come in, if they're coming in at a catch
Then
weight
shut
and it's an
the
exhibition
fuck
fight,
up.
Oh, Lord.
you could go a 2-minute round.
We're going
I'm just
3.
saying that's not a standard and you guys are
Ben,
making
you've
it
never
seem like-
delivered a thought in 2 minutes in your life.
That is true.
You want to go 2 minutes?
No, I'm just saying that these are not unified rule sets. You guys are speaking in just broad generalizations of the
Okay, now
sport
you
of
sound
boxing.
like an AI.
I think the listener is learning that while I went to a major place and put my money there, Ben put his money into pay-per-view and watched fights around the planet.
And I regret none of it because I will tell you right now that
Yes.
essential water has all the necessary pH and
Okay.
electrolytes you
Right.
need that the body needs when pushing itself.
Right.
Because pure just water,
Yes.
just pure water is not the best form of
That's right.
hydration. And I've learned this
What are
through
you talking about?
thousands of hours of pay-per-view fighting. That's
And
all
that
I
is
know.
the expertise that Ben is bringing to the match.
We are 3 experts.
at everything.
We are on
experts
everything.
at everything.
Water.
Mike, you came to the right place. My pay-per-view has brought me to places around the globe. Sometimes the UFC broadcasts from Abu Dhabi. Sometimes they're in Tampa. And those are places that are different.
Those are different
Same,
places.
same arena.
And here's one thing that I will guarantee you. Those are places that are different.
You don't need to go to a major place to know that.
Andrew, why are you qualified to give advice? Just the quickest thing that comes to your head. Why are you qualified to give excellent advice?
Why am I qualified to give excellent advice to a dude who's afraid of turning 40? Because I am the 40th motherfucker on this podcast.
Yes.
That's why.
Okay.
And also, my boy is a can that life has been kicking down the sidewalk.
Don't
for-
help.
for
Don't help
decades.
me.
And I blew out my own sprinklers this year
Wow. Manually with his mouth.
with my mouth. I didn't get one of those fancy pumps the neighbors were using. I said, fuck you, Steve. I still got breath in these lungs. And he knew. He watched. They all watched me fucking blow and blow until I passed out. But I got up an hour later and I kept on fucking blowing. And now my pipes won't burst this winter. I am an expert.
Wow.
So I think new listeners and people that are tuning in right now, I think you could put that in your pipe and smoke it. Okay?
Who would
that's-
like to go first, giving our listener, Mike, what they feel is their best advice?
I think Andrew should go first because he's already said he's the
Oh, yeah,
flirtiest
he's the
of 40th.
40th flirty that ever flirted.
Yeah.
One more time.
Flirtiest 40 that ever flirted.
All right. 40 years. Now, Andrew has been 40.
Just a minor stroke.
Now, we should let the listener know Andrew is celebrating his second 40. The
Yes.
80s are your second 40s. And Andrew,
That's what they
Doubling
say. They say 80 is the new second 40.
100%.
It's your back 40 is what it is.
It's your back 40, and when you're flirty with your first 40, you're gassy with your second. So he's in
Yes.
his gassy 40s.
Andrew, how do you feel about going first? I'd like to see it. I'd like to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I'll go first. I'll do it. As we know from doing competitive advice, the earlier you go, the better, because you can cherry pick the ripest fruit.
That's okay.
That's what everyone says. That's what your
Yep,
T-shirt
that-
says.
People do say
Mhm.
that. All right, Andrew.
I've got a hat that says cherry pick the ripest fruit.
I mean, that is like the American way.
Round one, Andrew Arbidal is going to take round one. He's going to go first. So, Andrew, you're ready to go? Because here we go.
And Andrew, I would like you to actually try today, okay?
Fuck you.
Wow, here we go. I
Fuck
love it.
You
We're
know,
already
wait,
in the-
no. I fight my way through everybody.
He took his
Fuck
shirt
you.
off. He took his
Fuck
shirt
you.
off.
Ow. All right, here we go. Andrew Orbital up first. 3, 2, 1. Advice.
Okay, it sounds like Mike's larger problem is the fear of death, and turning 40 is a major benchmark of aging. It's like when you turn 20, you're like, I'm almost a grown-up, and when you turn 30, you're like, I guess I'm a grown-up, and then 40 is like the first, I feel like, truly adult age where it's like, do you have your shit together? It's like this benchmark for all of these quote-unquote adult things, and so it's a major reminder of mortality, and this fear of death, I think, is tied in with that, but it's not going to go away after you're 40. Like, you can turn 40 as gracefully or clumsily as you can, but then you'll just have more of these mortality benchmarks. You'll have 50 looming, then you're going to have 60. So I think my advice to you would be to find a way to handle your morbidity about dying, because dying is a guarantee. We're all going to die. I'm going to die. You're going to die. And
Whoa,
to
are you serious?
bad news, dude. Spoiler alert. Sorry, I should have said spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. You
Producer
will.
Ron, can we stop the pod for a minute?
I'm going to pause the timer. I got to get out of this seat.
You're guaranteed that you will die. So it sucks to spend a bunch of your short life preoccupied with the one thing you know is going to happen. You're going to die. So my advice to you, other than maybe talking to a mental health professional who could help you negotiate with this, would be to be as present as you can in your life. Put your put your phone down. Spend more time with your family. You said in your letter, you're worried about your time being robbed from these people. And the more present you are with these people, it's going to. I know. I don't hold the time up to me. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Time up. I just want you to know that
I'm coming in for a landing.
All right, cool.
Put your seatbelts on. Sit down. Tray tables up, Ben. We're coming in to land. Have
you been on a plane before, Andrew?
Yeah, I have, and I memorized all the announcements. But the more time you spend present with these people, I think not only will you have a better quality of life during your short little window of life here, you're going to make better memories with those people, and those are the only part of you that will live on when you're gone, is their memories of you and the time you spared. And if it's you sitting around worried about death, immersed in your phone, trying to run away from that, that's only robbing you and them of the time you shared and the memories going forward. That's my advice.
All right. He stops at 2 minutes and 52 seconds. And I'm going to say, wow, 2 minutes and 52 seconds of vague gobbledygook right out of the gate.
Fuck you.
Hey, guy terrified and consumed by the idea of death. Don't think about death. Yeah, I don't think he'd ever thought of that.
Right. No, what impression advice you give? I've never heard anyone say so much and so little. You were talking out of both sides of your mouth, but you were screaming out of both sides. The sheer force of the bullshit
in the
that
center,
I just had to listen to
out of the center
stunning.
of his mouth. The sides of it is what he's saying, but the center of it is shit. Like a log.
Shit.
Yeah, like he's shitting out a log of shit.
My favorite was when he started counting, and 50 follows 60, and then 60. And it's like, Andrew, yes, we know. We know. Andrew said, go to a shrink. Andrew said, put your phone down. Andrew said, be present. Andrew said, find a way to not be scared of death.
You're just mad that I tagged so many bases, so many solid bases.
You weren't running in the correct direction.
It was an in-the-park home run, and you're mad because you don't have anything left. That's what you're mad about. It's okay. It's okay.
Wow.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right, Ben. You're next.
I'm up.
Are you ready? Yeah.
Wait, why am I going next?
Get ready, flappy lips. I just decided. Are you ready?
Is that how it works? The person who's next gets to decide. Wow.
You gotta be ready to advice fight at any fucking time, Ben.
What are you doing over there? You got your quill pen out trying to fucking organize shit? You're going next.
Pen. My God, Andrew.
Also, we know you haven't thought of anything, and it's funny to watch you run on ice that is melting.
No, I have thought of something.
Good.
Great.
3, 2, 1. Advice.
Listen, Mike, here's the thing. 40 is not a substance. It is not
40 is not a substance.
It is not an actual thing. The milestone of turning 40 is not a substance. It's not something you
just like Tampa's not Abu Dhabi. It's not a substance.
Hear me out.
Is something you know.
The idea of 40 is purely a construct. It is a concept that we have come up with.
Wow.
Just shut up. Just shut the fuck up. I'm getting there. And
this is Ben's long way of age is just a number, and it's problematic. Frankly, it's problematic.
You guys both that much? I did not.
17 is just a concept. It's gross, Ben. It's gross.
Listen, the idea of crossing the line of 40 conjures up images of your body failing, of not being able to, your mobility going, especially of your mental faculties diminishing. It's all of these things that are conjured up in your head that somehow you are starting to slip down the hill towards death, which may be true for some, but is not true for others. My big thing that...
You think it's true for Mike?
I don't know, Mike. I can't tell by his writing.
Just take a guess. He's worried. He's worried about it. Coin
Mike,
flip.
Here's what I would say, and I truly believe this. Go out and people make fun of midlife crises. I don't think that is a bad thing for a human being.
The guy who owns 2 motorcycles?
Shut up, Andrew. Fuck off. I'm trying to get my idea out now. Your stupid advice didn't go anywhere. That's not my fault. Okay? My advice is to go out and prove to yourself that you are still very much alive. Get wrapped up more in perceptions of things, like actual things that you can feel, like go out.
Sounds like being present and really soaking up life.
Improve your health, your stamina, I think always helps improve all of that. I think finding something, a new activity that you have never tried before that you've wanted to do. I think these types of things can remind you that you are not broken, that the body is still capable of functioning, that your mind is still capable of functioning at a high level. I think that is the best way to fight off the fears of turning 40. In my opinion, that's what I say. Stop.
Great. 10 seconds left.
Yeah, and I gave about a minute and a half of the actual advice because you peanut galleried your way into my
That's not a verb. That's not a verb.
I made it one. And everybody knows that words are just things that were sold to the public.
Oh,
We've
wow.
talked about this. I'm a word salesman. That's all that happens. You go around and you sell a word.
40's just a concept they invented to make you...
It is. It's not the age of 40.
Age is not a substance, Andrew. You can't get age on your shirt and have to wash your shirt. It's not a substance.
It isn't. You literally are proving exactly what I said. It is not something that. It's not even an actual line. It's not.
Try to eat a spoonful of age and let
You can't.
let me know how that
You
goes.
can't.
You can't.
You can't.
It's not a substance.
It's not a real thing. The only thing that is real to Mike is how you feel and how you behave and act. That is the real part.
So indulge a midlife crisis. Great.
The
Got
only
it.
difference between you and a wellness meme is I enjoy reading the wellness meme.
Oh, you wouldn't.
And at least it's brief. You can just skip it.
You don't even have the internet,
Try new
Adam.
things.
What are you getting? Analog wellness memes? Are you having them delivered
Thanks,
in
life
hardcover
coach.
to your house?
Try new
you have to
things,
go
Mom.
into the
Thanks,
house.
Mom. Thanks. I'm not fitting in at school. Try new things.
People listening,
Thanks, Mom.
whenever we schedule anything, Adam has to go inside to his calendar on the wall. And he
This
wants
is true,
you to
but I
believe
think it's kind of
he's
cool.
reading wellness memes. No, he's having them delivered to his doorstep.
I have an analog calendar. So what?
It's ridiculous. All right, Adam, you go
And
ahead.
my wife puts stuff on it too, and that way we can both see what's going on.
Yeah, you can do that with a fucking cell phone.
Oh, because we need to stare at screens more, Ben? You need another reason?
No, it's just easier that you don't have to take 3 minutes to walk inside your detached house.
Oh, maybe I'm preserving my mobility in my 40s by walking to my calendar.
That sounds like somebody's advice.
Crumpled, weird foot. You're not preserving any mobility.
Your ears are disgusting.
Shut up.
And it renders you virtually unlovable.
That one I liked. All right, Adam, you're up.
Okay.
Final piece of advice. Here we go.
Here we go,
it is.
Adam. 3, 2, 1.
Advice.
I was talking with my 78-year-old father recently, and I told him that I was feeling old, and he open palm slapped me across the face in front of a crowded mall. And he said, "You're not old. You're in your fucking prime. And when you're 78, you'll be like, I'm so mad I was saying I was old when I was in my 40s." And that got to me a little bit. And I think if you're 39, Mike, and you're just like, I've got a great family and I can't stop thinking about death, sounds like you're not busy enough. Sounds like you have time to sit there and worry about death. What a fucking luxury. Get busier. Start a second family. You love this one so much? You love this one so much? Try another one. Because if you love this one so much, but you have the time to worry about death, then you got a lot of time, don't you, pal? I've got to tell you what, you started a second family, maybe Phoenix, started in Phoenix.
I already went to,
and
I've already gone to Phoenix for.
Okay, Tucson.
Okay.
And now that time you were worrying about death, you're worrying about how to get to Tucson. You're worrying about how to pay for that family in Tucson. You're worrying about if your family where you live now knows about the family in Tucson. If the women, the two wives, are dialoguing, you're worrying about all of it. How the kids are feeling, how you're not giving enough of yourself to either of them now. And now you don't have a fucking minute to think about death until death comes for you. And that is how you live white-knuckled. That's a high-octane way of going out and not worrying about death all the fucking time because you have bigger worries constantly breathing down your neck. So if you're worried about death, my man, you don't have enough on your plate. Get more on your plate.
Okay.
With the second wow, that was succinct.
That was stop it there. That was only
wow.
It took him about a
minute 48.
48 seconds. Yeah, to get to start a second family.
I would take a minute 12 to talk about ways that you could start a second.
No, we don't.
Sounds like you thought about it, and you were so authoritative when you were talking about it.
You do go down to Tucson to see spring training baseball, but it hasn't lived there for a decade and a half.
Tucson also is very well known for bird watching. So it's like, if I'm going to see baseball, if I'm going to see bird watching, there's a lot of reasons one could be going to Tucson that already dovetail with one's interests.
Gonna go see Debbie and Adam Jr. No big deal.
AJ, I call him AJ.
AJR.
Seriously, could you imagine how complicated? Adam, you have 2 kids right now.
Yep.
And I say this kindly.
Yep.
When I want you to know I'm being as kind as possible.
Sure.
You are fucked up like most of the time. Like I can't, like you do not.
That's because of the second family. Now it all makes sense. Like a lot of people are married with 2 kids and they're not that fucked up.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. I am unwell with one family.
Yes.
I never think about death. And when I do, it's like, how nice to sleep. But like
permanently.
This guy, he's got a family and he's like, and I think about death. What would that be like? Fucker. Then you're doing this family so well, you need a second.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, that's tough.
We're going to deliberate because we vote and there can be only one. So we're going to take a break and deliberate.
Now, Ben, deliberate is when a group of people thinks about what their decision might be.
No, it's not. It's when they
later.
use the paddles to revive somebody whose heart has stopped.
Ben says,
right.
Yeah, they use a defibrillator. everybody knows that.
What do you mean there's no defibrillator in this hotel? That's illegal.
Ben's always like, I don't want to be the dumb guy in the podcast. And then he pulls this shit. We're going to take a break. We're going to defibrillate on this. And in the meantime, we are 3 stand-up comics, as we mentioned.
Does the jury come to a defibrillation?
We do. We do. We do have a live comedy show that goes down here in Denver the last Saturday of every month. You can check out that link in the show notes if you're in Denver. If you're coming through, you don't want to miss it. But here's a clip from one of our favorite comics from a recent show. You're going to love her, Brittany Carney. And when we come back, we're going to find out who won the first ever episode of Advice Fight. So stick around.
I'm excited. I'm turning 37 in a few weeks, actually. Yeah, I'm turning 37 next month. Last year, for the most part, this past year, I've been 36. And for like so many months before that, 35. And here's the thing. When you turn 35 in America, you are societally under so much new pressure to run for president, but I can't. I don't want to have to get a dog, you know.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
We are back. We have been slamming defibrillators into each other's hearts aggressively in the backyard, trying to figure out who we think gave the best advice.
Yeah, Adam, I'm going to interrupt, and I want to fly this up the flagpole. I want to let you both know that I am filing a complaint with the AFAA, the Advice Fight Athletic Association.
Whoa.
No way.
You guys, I'm going to fly it up the flagpole, see if I can make this one stick, because you both interrupted my advice. That has to be a flag on the play.
That was incidental contact. That was nothing.
And you didn't even know where you were going. We
that was
steer it.
I was getting to him starting to take MMA. I know exactly where I was going. Get into an MMA class. That's where all my advice heads, Adam. You know that. But you guys were just standing there like protesters in the middle of my I-25 commute on the way to work. And I'll run you over.
You know what? You fly your complaint up the flagpole to the AFAA.
Yeah, see what it gets you.
They are tired of hearing your whiny ass all the time. There was a flag on the play. Go ahead. I'm sure they don't even open your fucking emails anymore.
They'll review the tape, and I think when they do, they will see that I was robbed, and I think next time I will be awarded a 15-second plus to my round. I think I will go into my next round.
Good luck keeping track of that. It sounds like someone already thinks they lost. Have a little confidence. Have a little confidence. Jesus.
No, I didn't lose.
You sure are patting the ground to take the fall.
Shut up. I pat the ground. I always turn in little circles before I lay down. You guys.
He's got the hips of an old German Shepherd, folks.
That is very true.
You guys know I like to make sure that all of my blanketing is fully pat down before I lay down. Yeah. But anyway.
And he uses his forelegs to kind of rumple up the blankets into a big pile.
Well, and the sigh that he makes when he finally
yeah. And a little fart
once again, to recap, Mike turning 40, feeling the creeping death looming over him.
Great song.
Feeling like he's wasting time. And then we gave our advice. Andrews was dog shit, basically, again.
Once again, dog shit, Ben's noun of choice. Nothing else besides dog shit.
Well, it's a great adjective because that's what it is. It's coiled tightly on the lawn of Mike's psyche. But anyway,
mine was to be present and spend more time with your family to create memories with them.
Okay, sure. If that was your interpretation.
Mine is about doing things that make you feel young again and reminding yourself that is a construct. The idea of 40 is just, it's another day. It's another number.
Substance.
It is not a substance. And then Adam's is start a new family.
Start a second family.
Start a
secret family.
A secret family.
It was to keep busy, but it was a very specific way to keep busy.
Yep.
Which I admire.
think it's also Adam crying for help.
No, you guys give this vague bullshit. Be present. Find an activity that stimulates you and makes you feel like you're
Indoor
young
climbing,
again.
by the way, Mike.
That could
Start
be
indoor
fucking
climbing.
anything. These people come to us and say, "What do I do?" And you're like, "Vagaries, vagaries." And I say, "Go do this one thing."
Do not point your knifed hand into the camera. And
Well, it's time to vote, and we can vote in the order that we dispensed advice.
You cannot vote for yourself. As a reminder, you must vote for one of the other two advice givers as much as you hate it.
Which is tough. It's tough. It is a
tough.
bitter, bitter medicine to swallow.
I hate when you pronounce all the T's like that. I don't like it.
Bitter
I hate
medicine.
All right,
to
Andrew.
Remember Heath
swallow.
Ledger in the fucking Batman when they're like, "You're crazy," and he goes, "I am not." It's like the best fucking read.
Yeah.
I am not.
Yeah, it's great.
Perfect.
It's great.
Yeah,
Thanks,
that's
Adam,
great.
for your
Thanks.
timely film references.
I didn't even remember the name of it. I just said like the Batman.
Batman.
All right,
movie.
Andrew, you go first. Who's your vote for?
All right. I'm gonna vote for Adam because
you fucking idiot.
I'm voting for Adam.
You are such a
I
fucking
like the
idiot.
specificity of it, and it is a challenge. I feel like second families, they get a bad rap, but there's a lot of families out there, they don't have a dad around. Why don't you be
Mike
another family's
came
dad?
to us on his deathbed. He is dying right now.
You can be a rescue dad.
Be a rescue dad to a new family.
Yeah.
Mike is
There's a family out there
dying.
in Scottsdale that could use
He's
a
sick.
dad around.
and he's
every
wasting
now and
his
then.
time. His family just looks over and he's staring off. And this is what you give to Mike. Wow.
No, this is what Adam gave to Mike. I'm voting for Adam.
All right.
All right.
That's tough. This is tough. I hate Adam's advice because I think he was in the third position, which we know is the tough one. The reason why, for listeners, the reason why he chose that psychologically is because he knows that both Andrew and I gave the best advice. It's the only real advice to solving this. But I hate Andrew, so I am going to vote for Adam on this one. I think it is actionable advice that is incredibly unhealthy. I do not believe you should do that, but I will not vote for Andrew's vagary. For what he did was piss in a Sprite can and served it to you chilled is all he did.
It's no one has ever said before.
Where was this specificity when it was advice time? Like that is, had you brought something like that, yeah, you got my vote. But instead, like,
All right, Adam. So I think you're telling me who you're going to vote for?
no, I've won the first inaugural episode of Advice Fight. And as the winner, you can do whatever you want. You think, I already know I've won. There's no way I can lose. You both voted for me. I'm not going to give either of you the satisfaction. I'm not voting for either one of you.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Well, if you're listening to this and you don't agree with these results, we do have a listener poll on our Patreon. You can join our Patreon for free. You don't have to support us financially, although we do appreciate it to the moon and back. If that's not in the cards for you, you can still join and you can still chime in on the listener poll. You can still make your voice heard.
Let us know who you think the winner was. And while you're over there at Patreon, if you want to join on the paying level, there's all sorts of bonus goodies on there, as our Patreons already know about. And we're going to keep stuff coming, adding all the time. Thank you for your support over there. What an episode. What a good win by me. Pretty proud to win the first advice fight.
Let's not gloat. Let's not just this ridiculous.
And a win for second secret families everywhere.
Well, really.
Enough of the
Too
shame.
long.
Come out of the shame and the stigma of being a secret second.
I really do think it's the kids who are winning in that situation. Because
You don't have to be in the shadows, kids, anymore.
they're
You
getting
don't have to be.
the world's best dad. That's a guarantee.
Part-time, world's best dad. That's what the mug says.
Yeah.
Big thanks to Mike C. for sending us your letter. We love letters. We try to get to as many letters as we can.
You can be anonymous. We can mention you by name. We can make up a fun name. If you say, I don't want to be known by my name, make up a name for this one. We'll do that. And we'll make it funny. My God.
Make up a name right now, Ben.
Dick, just give me a second.
It's fine.
Dixon Cornhuddle.
That's pretty good.
This guy.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, Dixon Cornhuddle.
That's a real like 1810 name.
Yes,
Nice.
it is. He's a barley farmer.
Which is weird because it's Cornhuddle. He comes from a long
but
line.
he doesn't like corn.
You don't think he hears that every fucking harvest party, Andrew? You don't think he hears that every harvest party?
Hey,
But shoot us, all of you Dixon Cornhuddles out there. Shoot us your letter. We want to help you out. You can shoot us a DM on Instagram. You can message us through Patreon. We have an email address in the show notes. However you need to contact us, do it. Do it. Send us your letter.
And hey, guys, where can these people see us live? Where can they see us live?
I'll tell them exactly where they can see us live. We have the best, longest running indie comedy show in the United States. It happens the last Saturday of every month at the historic Bug Theater in Denver, Colorado. Come out and visit us.
Make a pilgrimage.
Our next show is on February 22nd, Bug Theater, Denver, Colorado. Tickets to that show and a lot of other cool shows we're doing in the show notes, everybody.
Hell yeah. Big thanks to our producer, Ron Doyle, our stalwart hand on the wheel, I would say.
There you go.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep.
It took a second. Also, big thanks to Mike Henderson for recording the comedy at our live show. As we mentioned, we've got a Patreon. You can check out that link in the show notes, and you can find us all over social media at Grawlix Comedy.
Also, we can't forget that theme music. It's always brought to you by Charlie Continental. He's a legacy player in this
the
game.
hit maker.
And we're going to be back next week with more Advice Fight, and we're going to see what the AFAA says in their deliberation. And
We'll see what the AFAA says.
In the meantime, play us out, Charlie!